end the school year, end of flood, end of a lot of things, and you guys got 3 months of summer ahead. Some of you guys have summer jobs.
I do.
Some of you guys are trying to find summer jobs. Some of you guys might be going to summer school. There's a lot of stuff up in the air for you guys. A lot of stuff in the air for me. And I want to share just a couple of passages of scripture with you tonight. First one comes from Genesis 12. Some of you guys probably remember a guy named Abram. The Lord said to Abram, "Leave your country, your people, and your father's household, and go to the land I will show you. I will make you into a great nation, and I will bless you. I will make your name great, and you will be a blessing. I will bless those who bless you, and whoever curses you, I will curse. And all peoples on earth will be blessed through you." So Abram left, as the Lord had told him, and Lot went with him. Lot was his brother, by the way. Abram was 75 years old when he set out from Haran. Now, some of you guys might wonder about Abram, wonder if I'm a little crazy, if the printing's wrong. This did become Abraham, as in Father Abraham had many sons. Right arm, left arm. Abraham becomes the father of the entire Jewish people. But before he and God are really all that tight, his name was Abram, and God audibly calls him and says, "Look, I want you to leave. I want you to leave your family, leave your friends. Your brother's going with you." But let's be honest, how many of us would really want our brothers to come with us? Well, I don't know what Abram's and Lot's relationship was like. I can guess that it was probably a pretty good one. You know, maybe not best buds, but they were pretty good brothers. Not better than Cain and Abel at any rate. So God tells Abram to leave everything he knows. I've felt a lot like Abram at many times in my life. When I graduated high school, I had no clue what I was going to do with my life. And it took spending time in the work world doing residential waterproofing and landscape construction and volunteering with our youth group with a bunch of junior high guys for me to hear God give me some direction. Spent 4 years in college. At times wondering if I was doing the right thing, wondering, is God really calling me in this direction? Before we moved here, we worked with a church in Indiana, and it took me a long time to get over the pain that we dealt with in Indiana. We felt that God had called us out of where we were to go to Indiana, and He may have. Whether or not He actually called us or we forced it, we know that He taught us. And He used it to teach us. When God called us out of Indiana, He called us here to Corey. And we spent the last 4 years here, and we've enjoyed it immensely. We've loved being able to pour into your guys' lives and be a part of your growth. And God has called us on yet again. And we're moving in a month. And now to a completely new context for us, new ministry for us. Have to learn new names, new phone numbers. We don't know where we're living yet. I'm still looking for houses. But, just like Abram, God called us. And He confirmed it through many people. Kelly was praying that I would learn or hear God's real call, which was not to go. God answered Kelly's prayers by making her hear the same thing. But we leave because God called us. And there will be many times in your life where God will call you out of your comfort zone. Abram was very comfortable in Haran. His family was there. This is at a time where you grew up in the same town your entire life. You lived with your family. You lived in the same house as your family. You didn't ship your parents off to a nursing home when they got old. Your sister didn't get married and move away. Well, okay, your sister would probably live with her husband's family. But your brother would actually build a room onto your guys' house for him and his new wife when you get married. You lived in the same town, the same job, no internet, no Facebook. It was a completely different culture. So for God to call Abram out of Haran, out of his home, to leave and go many, many miles away, that was huge. Huge. But Abram did it because he trusted God. And trust in God as well. And a lot of you guys have questions about what now? I mean, And what happens now? Who's coming in? What's going to happen if Friday Flood wasn't live? We have a lot of very capable and very passionate leaders who have been plugging in with you guys, pouring into you and investing into you. And God has blessed them to be just as much a part of your life as I have. And they're still here. They're still here, and they still want to pour into you guys. So let them. Philippians 4 says, I know what it is to be in need, and I know what it is to have plenty. I've learned the secret of being content in any and every situation. Whether well-fed or hungry, whether living in plenty or in want, I can do everything through Him who gives me strength. Sounds kind of encouraging. Let me give it to you in a different translation. I'm just as happy with little as with much as with little. I've found the recipe for being happy whether full or hungry, hands full or hands empty. Whatever I have, wherever I am, I can make it through anything in the one who makes me who I am. I'm going to focus on that last one. Right? Whatever I have, wherever I am, I can make it through anything in the one who makes me who I am. I've seen stuff on Facebook about people who've been, they just don't know if they can go on because their boyfriend or their girlfriend, whatever it was, left them. Or doesn't love them anymore, isn't sure they should be together. I've talked with people over the last 4 years that their parents aren't interested in, it seems. Or they don't have friends anymore. Or their friends have decided to turn against them for whatever reason. People have made mistakes and felt that they could make it on their own and failed miserably. You aren't defined by your friends. You aren't defined by what music you listen to or clothes you wear. You can't fit yourself into a category. I'm emo, I'm scene, I'm redneck. Okay, some people fit in redneck a little better than others. You aren't defined by the labels other people give you. You are defined by the heart that God made for you. Matt talked a couple weeks ago about finding your identity in God, not in the things around you and people around you. If I can leave you one message, one challenge, it's that. Don't view my leaving as the world falling apart for you. Don't view it as you don't have any reason to come back anymore. I've loved being a huge part of your guys' faith development. But if my leaving means that you fall apart, it means that I wasn't really helping you grow. And I'd hate to think that I hindered your connection with God. Put your trust in God. Listen for Him for when He calls you to do whatever He's going to call you to do. Because I've already seen sparks of what He wants to do in just about all of you. Even though you don't know what you're doing with life, you don't know what you're doing tomorrow. He's got huge plans for all of you, and all you have to do is listen. He has huge plans for who you are. All you have to do is let Him shape you. I said almost a year ago, stop trying to write your story and let God write the story for you. We spent the last year looking at this idea of God telling one huge story. And He's still telling it. But don't yank the pen out of His hand. Let Him write your story for you. It's the only way you're going to be comfortable. The only way you'll be content, no matter who's here with you, no matter how much or how little you have. The only way you'll learn to be content and satisfied is if you let Him write your story. Whatever you're doing for the next 3 months, you have a minimum of 40 hours a week that you're not spending in school, that you have to do whatever with. And you make the most of that time. And make sure you're connected with God and letting Him write the story for you.